Okay, so this is what happened. So I was pregnant and I wasn't really like planning it or anything, and I ran the marathon pregnant, I ran another marathon pregnant, I ran a half marathon pregnant, and I was so sick. I didn't know I was pregnant when I ran the marathons. I knew when I ran the half marathon, but not the two fulls. And I, after the fast forward and then finding out I was pregnant, typical pregnancy, right? Just super sick, getting bigger, like, smells threw me off, super tired. It was just normal, like, it just felt like a healthy pregnancy. So, but still in my head, I was afraid to share that I was pregnant because of what had happened in June. So in my head, I was just like, will you shut the door, please? Scarlett, will you shut this door? Thanks. Marco Polo. Thank you. Kelly? And this is going to go out to a few other people, so it's not just to Kelly. And so I just was like, I want to wait until Christmas. Oh my gosh. Shut the door right now. I'm going to lock it. I want to wait until Christmas. That's what I want to tell my kids that we're expecting is Christmas. And oh my gosh, it's so hard to be pregnant and not say anything because I'm, sick and stuff and getting fatter and all the things. And my running friends, like, I feel like I have to tell them because I'm running, and it's like, I'm, not the same. Like, my pace is slower. Like, I'm bowing out a lot. Like, I'm not coming to a lot of runs. And so I did tell them that I was expecting. And so my friend is an ultrasound tech, and she's the one that helped me with the last pregnancy. And so this time around, she's like, well, let's do an ultrasound. Let's see, like, if everything's okay. And I was all for it. And she's so sweet. She's never had kids of her own. She's adopted too, and just really tender about pregnancy and things. So I was just like praying that nothing was wrong because I didn't want to scar her anymore. And so I go, and the baby's perfect. The baby was just so cute, measuring right on, and just tiny, but just wiggly and good heartbeat, just normal. So then fast forward to like 2 weeks later, I went and I had my first midwife appointment and, did all my levels. Levels came back good. And, everything checked out like a normal pregnancy would. So I had no reason to think anything was wrong. And so then Christmas was coming up, and my friend knew that I was going to be announcing to my kids, and it had been about, I don't know, a month or so since doing the last ultrasound. So she was like, why don't you come in and let's do another ultrasound so we can get an updated picture, and maybe we can even tell gender. And so I was like, perfect. So no inkling anything's wrong. I felt fine. I was just getting over the sickness, and 16 weeks. So go into my friend, do the ultrasound, and this is like tricky because my friend went and did the ultrasound, and like with the first one, she was super thorough and like went through everything, and like, this is the blood to the core, this is she told me all these things. She's been doing it forever and ever. So, but this one, it was the end of the day, and I think she was tired. I knew she was tired, and so I was just grateful. And we weren't, just trying to get a picture or two for. And so she did the ultrasound. She put on the ultrasound thing, and then she we saw the baby, and like, ignorance is bliss. And I didn't hear a heartbeat, but the last time we did hear a heartbeat, I thought that she had to like turn up the volume. So I just didn't think that she turned up the volume to hear the heartbeat. But I do remember thinking like how still the baby was. And I think I asked her, like, is the baby sleeping? And she was like, yeah, the baby's sleeping. And then it was done. She did like 2 pictures and then was done. And then just was kind of like chatty, whatever. and then sent me on my way. So I left, and she had put the gender on the ultrasound because I said I wanted to wait. And so then I come home, and poor thing, she is just panicking. She doesn't know what to do. She didn't know how to tell me that there was no heartbeat. She didn't know how to tell me that, baby was no more. And, I feel for her because this sucks. It's not a very fun position for anybody to be in. So, then she's trying to get a hold of Jeff. She doesn't know Jeff's number, but she's trying, and with no luck. She can't get a hold of Jeff. So then she decides that she needs to call me. She needs to, so I guess she's talked to her daughter about it, and her daughter was like, well, I'll call her. Her daughter is in her 20s and just, full of life, and just like a typical 20-year-old, just, not afraid of anything. And so then she, so I was reading a story to somebody or doing something like that, and I got a call from Nicole, and she never calls me. Like, it's always text. So I was like, I'll just answer it. Even though I hate the phone, I'll answer it. So I answered it, and she was like, her daughter said, hey, Amanda, this is Chloe. And I was like, I was so confused. I was like, oh, hi, Chloe. Like, I don't really know you. But what's going on? Like, and no inkling of what's happening, right? And she's like, okay. She's like, I just want to call you. My mom didn't know how to tell you, but you need to go and get the heartbeat checked and check the size of the baby tomorrow. And she was like, we're not sure. She's not sure if she can find a heartbeat. And I was like, okay. I took it like, I was like, I'm so sorry. Please give your mom a hug. Like, I can't believe that this is happening again. She was so sweet, and, just apologized, and just was so sweet. And so then she hung up, and I went downstairs. I got the ultrasound. It says it's a boy on it. And I'm like, super sad. And so then I come up and I tell Jeff, and, we just have a moment, and then we decided we should probably tell the kids because they need to know, because things are going to be different because of how far along I am. Like, there's going to be like repercussions and whatnot. So we gathered the kids and told them, and it was just really sweet. It was a good little time, and just had some good discussions, and just love them. And so then fast forward to the next day, I knew I did not want to be pregnant with the last one. I just waited. I just waited it out. I just waited for me to miscarry. And this time, I had PTSD from the last one, and so I was like, I do not want to wait. I do not want to wait. I do not want to be pregnant. And it's Thursday, so the Christmas Eve's Eve. And so I was like, I don't want to do this on I don't want to do this on Christmas. I just, I want to be done. We're only 16 weeks. We could probably just do medication and just have the baby come, it will be fine. And so then so my midwife, we had an appointment with her. We went and we, concluded that there's no heartbeat. And she advised me that, this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to go to the ER. From the ER, they're going to transfer you to the fetal medicine. And then you're not going to be bleeding or cramping, so I'll send you back to the ER. And it was just back and forth crap. And I was like, I just don't want to do it, But I didn't tell her that, so we were just talking about options and things. Actually, I don't think it was my midwife that told me. My midwife just said that you need to get in touch with an OBGYN. My midwife is a nurse practitioner though, so she acts as my OBGYN. But she's a midwife. She doesn't do this end of child delivery, right? So, and she's so sweet about everything. And so Jeff and I went home. He went to work, and I just started making phone calls. Jeff has his cousins are nurses at the hospital, and he has a sister who's a nurse, a head nurse, and his cousins, one of his cousins is a head nurse. And so all this, and then his aunt is best friends with a very well known OBGYN, and she's been practicing for years. I mean, like, long time. And so I talked to them, heard their idea, and that they were the one who told me, you're going to go here, just like back and forth crap. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do back and forth. I don't want to. So then I talked to Jeff's aunt, and I asked her if she would talk to her friend. So she talked to her friend, and hey, Scarlett, what's up?
So in Jared's backyard, there's a leak in his tube, and then the pipe exploded.
Oh no!
Now it's flooding our backyard.
Oh no!
And Dad's trying to get all the water out.
Does Daddy need help?
No, he's fine.
Okay.
I just want to tell you.
Okay. Hey, if he needs help with kids, tell me. Apparently our backyard's flooding. I don't know what to do. We'll see what happens. I'll hurry up. Okay, so she talked to her friend. She talked to Tracy, and, Tracy was like, well, if she was my patient, she's not 20 weeks, I would give her this medication, and I would send her home. Does Dad need help?
No, but our backyard is technically flooded.
Does Jared know?
Yeah.
Where's Jared?
He's at work. We found a Daniel Tiger book. It's on a bookshelf.
Okay.
But, so it's technically flooded in our wall. Dad's super nervous that it's going to get washed out because there's water all under it, and our pool and the new cement. No. There's water all over that.
Will you go outside if he needs me?
He's just shoveling it out right now.
Okay. Have you guys called Jared?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jared's like, sorry, thanks for turning it off because we turned off the water, because if we didn't turn it off, it'd keep on running, and by the time the whole backyard would be covered with feet of water.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I'm gonna hurry. Okay, and so then, guys, what the heck? Okay. I don't have to do this again. Okay, so then she talks to her friend, and I'll go get Skyla. Maybe that will help. So she talks to her friend, and her friend is like, yeah. So she's like, this is what I would do. I would send her to, I would just send her home, just let her do home where she's not 16 weeks. And so that's what I gathered from it, at least. And so then I, being the very determined person that I am, decided, Skyla. Okay. So then I, oh my gosh. So then, will you turn on Cocomelon for her? So then I went to my midwife again, and I was like, look, I don't want to be pregnant anymore. I want this to be done. I don't want to wait, on the weekend. I just want to get this over with. And it sounds so hard and sounds weird, but really it was like desperation. Like, I didn't want to do this anymore. Really, I just didn't. So then my midwife, she told me, I've never given out these pills before. Like, I have them, but I've never, and she's like, you have to promise me that anything goes awry, you go to the ER, immediately and whatever. And I was like, you have my word. Of course, I won't risk it. I'll just go. And she was like, okay, perfect. So then, get the pills. I took the first one at 1:30. It's 3 pills. And then you take, I had 3 doses, 3 hours apart from each other. So the last one I took was at 6 something. So then, at this time, the kids had been at Terrell's house, and Jeff had come home, and I was just laying in bed, and we're talking and stuff, and it was 8. It was 8 something, and my water broke. I felt my water break. I was just laying in bed. So I got up, and we started the whole what do we do? So I got in the bathtub and I'm bleeding, and, you know, and I just keep on saying to Jeff, I'm like, this is not, like, you know, this is not scary bleeding. Like, you should have seen what it was in California. This is not scary bleeding. And Jeff was, you know, Jeff was like, it seems like a lot of blood. And I'm like, no, it's not a lot of blood. Like, this isn't a lot of blood. And I probably had a skewed point of view of what a lot of blood was, because it really did not seem like an outrageous amount. So I was in the tub for like 45 minutes, got out of the tub, walked around, made myself, like, you know, walk around and drink and whatever, hoping to get like more things happening. We've been watching and making sure that, like, as the clots come out, like, there's no baby in it, you know. And so we just locked that bathroom door because our kids are going to be coming home to sleep, and we didn't want them to go in that bathroom, just so that we could kind of just use it as my bathroom. And so then walking around and stuff, and I finally go upstairs to just go to bed. The kids come home and get them all in bed. You know, Slade's kind of clingy. And yes, in just a minute. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh, hold on.